Hello all, welcome to Tech Brothers Tech Solutions. In this video, we will see how we can validate the form and how we can display the error messages against each form field using the Spring Boot application. So here I have created one samples Spring Boot application using Spring Initializer with FreeMarker framework. So you can see I have just created one user FTL. In this I am having three fields. This I have created in my previous tutorial. You can check my previous tutorial. Um, you can see like I have given the name, age and email ID. Whatever I have mentioned in the domain object, I have given like name, age and email ID. In my user controller, you can see one just get mapping method and one post mapping methods are there. These are just to render the this is just to render the user form and whenever we submit to catch the response. So to validate the form, uh, mainly we need to add annotations again, in the domain object. So for username, I am using at the rate not blank, and whenever we get the whenever we didn't input anything in the user field, we need to display some message. So I am displaying some message like name should not be blank, and in the same case, and at the rate you can use email. So we can for email ID you can use the email, and if the email ID is not proper, then we can use please enter valid email address. Okay, so for these two fields, we are doing the validations at the moment, and in the controller, we just need to whenever we submit the form, we just need to validate this user object, and then we need to do the binding result. Okay, we need to bind the results to the form. So in the user form, we need to bind each of these fields. So like using Spring bind, and we need to provide the name of the property like this user dot name, and for the age it is like user dot age, and for the email ID it is like email ID. And to display the error message, whenever we get the error, to display the error message, we need to use the tag like show dot error messages, and we can give some normal tag, and then we need to do the same thing for all the fields. So right now we are not doing it for age, so it's not required, but we'll keep for all the fields. So uh, that's it. Let's start the server and see how it will validate. I'm just starting the server. Started. Um, it's still building. Yeah, another server got started, and let's see how it will generate. Now you can see all the three form fields. So now if I press the submit button without entering username and email ID, it should display error messages here. If you see the first it enters the name should not be blank. So if I enter something in the name field, then it gone because we have not covered all these things. So I'm just entering here and I am submitting here. Oh, let's see how it works. User.age, user.email ID. Oh, is it because it is at the rate email ID will not check for blank? That is the reason. So if it is blank, then we need to display the message like email address should not be blank. Okay, I've just saved the changes and then I stopped the server and I'm restarting the server. Let's see this time how it works. And it is building now. Yeah, now the server is started and let's refresh the page and we'll see that directly. See, now the email ID is blank, so we got the email ID error and now I am retyping it again and now I am typing something like Tech Brothers invalid email ID, then it will show like please enter a valid email address. So now the values are not persisting. We will cover that in another tutorial. So whenever I will give the valid email ID, then it will not, it is not giving any error. Okay, this is how we validate the form, and you can see here for a single field, you can provide multiple validations also. It is checking first at the rate not blank. If it is not blank, then it will check for this email is valid email or not. Okay, thank you.